Well, I guess we're not gonna have any guests today.
Runs clear, a good rice is such a simple tips and tricks to get that perfect, fluffy, great consistency. The two most important things to keep in mind when making rice are timing and ratios. If you cook it too short, it can be hard, and if you cook it for too long, it can just be gummy and mushy. No one wants that. In regards to ratios, if you have too much water, you can just have really wet rice, and if you don't have enough, you can burn your rice. For long grain white rice, you want 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. For short grain white rice, you want 1 cup of rice to 1 1/4 cups water.
Do I have short rice or long rice?
For whatever type of rice you're making, for short grain white rice, you want 1 cup of rice to 1 1/4 cups water. For brown rice,
this is long or short?
1 cup of rice to 1 3/4 cups water. Whatever type of rice you're making,
oh my
you can follow a
goodness.
similar process. One tip to help you make the best rice ever is to rinse your rice before cooking it. Rinsing rice helps remove any extra starch. If you're short on time, you can skip this step, but it's a foolproof way to help you make really fluffy rice. Some people rinse the rice until the water runs clear. A good method to go by is just rinsing it 3 times. First, I'm going to add the rice and the water and a pinch of salt, totally optional, but it'll give it some extra flavor, and bring it to the boil over high heat. Once the water begins to boil, give it a stir, put the lid on, and turn the heat down to simmer, which is the lowest heat there is. For long grain white rice, you want to cook it for 18 minutes on simmer. For short grain white rice, you want to simmer it for 15 minutes. Brown rice is a bit longer. You want to simmer it for 45 minutes. One really important thing to note is to not remove the lid as you're cooking it. You're steaming the rice and you don't want to let the hot air escape. Just let it be, trust the timing, and it'll come out perfectly. Pro tip, once you remove the pot from the heat, let it steam for an additional 5 to 10 minutes with the lid on, and that's another way to ensure you get really fluffy, beautifully cooked rice. Again, if you're short on time, you can skip this step, but we're trying to get you the best rice possible. It's worth the extra 5 to 10 minutes to get really fluffy rice. Long grain white rice is perhaps the most common rice, at least in America. You can use it for side dishes, pilafs, salads, or just on its own with a protein. Short grain white rice is typically used for sushi, puddings, paella, risotto, and sticky rice. Brown losing some of those nutrients when choosing white rice. And while it does take longer to make, it's a bit earthier, nuttier. If you do it correctly, you can actually get a really nice result. Now that you know how to make a really simple pot of rice, we're going to show you how to upgrade it with a few super simple tips and tricks. So first, add olive oil over high heat in the pan. Next step, add shallots, or you can swap this out with any other allium. You could use onions, scallions, garlic, anything that's going to give it a bit of flavor. Cook the shallots for 30 seconds to a minute until it's aromatic and golden brown. Then add the rice, give it a stir to make sure that it's fully coated with the shallots and the olive oil. You only need to do this for about 30 seconds. So right now you're just toasting the rice. That's a really easy way to add some extra nutty flavor. Then...
Alright, we're learning how to cook rice, guys. I mean, we're not learning, we're just doing it. You put too much water, you will sink it. Hopefully it won't happen. Hi, Elva. special night. Nowhere to turn but Jesus. We're gonna make stuffed peppers. I think a pinch of salt will do it. Nowhere down but Jesus. Hello. Как я бы хотел, чтобы моя жена приехала домой. Интересно, что она сейчас делает? Probably don't want to come here, that's for sure. So. It is worth it, man. Don't let the devil tell you otherwise, man. I was in the same situation, man. My wife left me, and I didn't see the point of living. But trust me, there is more than that than just. The stream is about life. Life is about marriage. Marriage is about God. And God is about Jesus. And it's Merry Christmas, so I guess it is. You can think of whatever you like. We're making food right now, so it's a stream about food. We're making stuffed peppers. We're going to cut the onions first to saute. I don't even know where. Oh, I think my wife was right here. We're going to cut a little bit of onions. And we're gonna torca. Marriage is really worth these days. Without marriage, dude, I've learned so much in my marriage. Especially when you're realizing that when you do something for someone else that is not your body and you're trying to do the best you can, and it shows how you appreciate the person who is really worth your time, especially the one that really loves you. Marriage was built by design of God, because nowadays you're thinking about and contemplating about life in a short absence of yourself and your ambitions and your goals, but many of those things you don't realize that you have until it's gone. I've had so much support in my life that sometimes I think it's better to be alone and not have support, so you can understand that life goes on. That nothing to be sad about, especially when you gotta provide for your family, you gotta provide for your kids. I go to work for the last 4 nights, and man, if it wasn't for my kids and my wife, I would just probably step out and gone home, couldn't quit. It just keeps me going. It keeps me afloat. It gives me a purpose. I have a purpose in life. That's what marriage is about. You have a purpose. You have someone who's looking forward to seeing you, to spend time with you, even if it's short. Like, I worked the last 12 hours and I'm Really hoping for the last 2 hours my wife will come home. But then again, it's probably my hopes and dreams of us spending long distance relationship for the last 10 months because we're trying to do everything legally. It sucks when you're stuck in a loop of traumas and unhealthy relationship. Especially in my life, like, we realized that some of it needed to be changed because the way I was going, I mean, I don't get much sleep. I don't sleep at night because I have to work, and when I get home and I'm upset at myself because I didn't get that beauty sleep, it definitely shows a different person from me, and realizing that I don't want to be that guy. Maybe that's why I'm taking YouTube more serious right now, because there's something needs to be changed. Like, I can't be paying bills with my health. And I mean, of course, I had a choice between marriage is really worth if there is somebody to fight for. And in my life, I have every reason to fight for my wife, for my family. God give it to me. God can take it away, but not any man. Nope. All right, so we got the markovka, carrots. We got onions. We got maybe a little bit of pepper and garlic. I don't want to make it too spicy. You don't want to make it too spicy. Put a little bit of garlic. I gotta stop looking at the door. This is started to get frustrated. You're just hoping for somebody to show up. All right, so we got saute right here. We're gonna put it on low heat, and we're gonna enjoy this. What is stream about? Marriage. Life about marriage and forgiveness, I guess. So 18 minutes, we're cooking rice. Almost started a fire. You won't stop now. You won't stop now. Alright, this is the most gross thing ever, but don't do it at home. I can't really spill on it. Put a little bit of oil. Make it nice and steamy. Alright. So while we have the rice cooking, we have I don't think this is enough for me. Oh well. We're gonna measure 18 minutes to cook the rice on low heat. Hopefully it will. My Tupperware is not even big enough. Ah, Lord. Won't stop now. All right, we found it. So we bought some peppers. The red, of course, they're the sweet ones. Don't buy the green ones because the green ones are yucky. We only got a couple, but we're gonna make sure they're washed. You won't stop now. We're gonna peel the seeds out. So we push them through, you push them down, you pull them out, you pull the seeds out. And you clean it. It always works well if you have some company. It's better to cook with a company, but if you don't have a company, that's fine. Prioritize these days to be someone who doesn't want to be with you, that's fine, man. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be grateful for what I have. Everything I need in the Lord. Man, these days it's so hard to find the person that wants to be with somebody who is open, honest. Of course, I'm gonna have a mess right now, but. Alright, so after we peeled off the seeds, and while my meat is defrosting, we're gonna have the rice almost ready. I think it's about 10 minutes. So you boil it up, and then you stuff the peppers with the rice and the meat that is ready, or halfway ready, decent. I only have 5 peppers, so I don't think my meat is gonna fit all of it, but we'll try what we can do. Thank you. God is good. Okay, we got rice cooking. You don't want too much water because it will eventually drown your rice. I think I put the wrong skillet, but oh well. We'll just do this one. Where's my baby girl? Oh, open up the front door. You won't start now. Woo! Got myself. One thing I realized after all this cooking for so many years, that no matter what you bring to the table and what ingredients, as long as you put love in there, you'll come out just fine. As long as your chicken is not uncooked and you have some sort of hygiene for your stuff, you can go a long ways to go. I mean, just to realize, we spent the first few weeks trying to go up with the fact that I needed to go on a date to cook, or to go on a date because we needed to not know each other. But I feel like if you're just cooking at home, you can find a lot of stuff about somebody. All right. We added some mushrooms to our stew. All right, our meat is ready. This is our hamburger meat. We're gonna turn on the third stove. I guess nobody's coming, but we'll make it look like good. You won't start now. Alrighty. So we got the hamburger going. Hey, bro. Мороз. Здорово. Слава Богу. Жив. Последняя ночь. Будем работать так, как никто не смотрит. Уа. Начало готовиться. Купили полкоровы недавно, так что вот нужно использовать мяско. Готовимся к сильным пополнениям мышц. Тяжело, бро, тяжело. На то, что ты выбираешь по жизни, не сильно совпадает с твоими планами, но Бог в конечном итоге все делает для тех, кто любит его. Машина сломалась, пришлось купить новую. В кредит залез чуть-чуть. Ну что ж делать? 25 тысяч долларов просто так взять и... Хотел джип купить, но, блин, понял, что, блин, с 3 детьми на заднее сиденье. Ладно, уже, блин, заднее сиденье, но если мы куда-то поедем в путешествие, то я не думаю, что они вместятся там. Поэтому... Frozen beef. Ах. Сильно много, кажется, мяса. Ничего. Так. Господи, пожалуйста, перестань смотреть уже на окно. Ну, уже все. Так. Rice is almost ready. Hamburger is almost ready. О. 12 часов на ногах, блин, это, конечно, жесть. Но 12 умножить на 4, и того будет куча бабла. Куча бабла, который будет платить дом, машину, а все остальное пойдет на еду. У меня вчера I had a friend, coworker, not friend, but coworker, showing me his achievements. Он 100 тысяч заработал на работе, пока я заработал там 70. Он работал, he was working 400 more hours than I did. I mean, just think about it. 400 hours more. It's crazy. I don't see my family. And yet, he works like 6 to 7 days a week. Of course, he's got a truck for like $70,000. He's got payments like $1,000 for insurance and everything. I mean, it's crazy. All right, we added some greens. We're gonna add some garlic powder to our beef. I don't know where the mixer is, but oh, we found it. Oh no, you gotta mix the rice or it's gonna burn. All right. The rice is actually ready. I gotta simmer down. I made a big mistake, but oh well. I don't have a stretcher. All right. So we got this. The beef is not ready, so I can't really put it in until it's ready. Oh dear God, thank you for this day. Just a couple more hours and then I'll have to go bust my hand. yucky. Pomegranate got spoiled. Freak. Don't ever mix your veggies. Don't ever mix your fruits. Probably should watch the peppers. You won't stop now. I can be on my own. How are you? All right, peppers are ready. Rice is ready. I just don't want to have soggy rice, and it happens. We got soggy rice, guys. Ugh. Alrighty. Мечемся. I had a little bit of satay, but I think we're gonna have a little bit of onions more. You can add an extra onion. Just for the sake of the meat. You gotta have some sort of yucky, yummy flavor. Man, I just want to see you, girl. Like, I don't understand. Just show up at my door. Woo! Almost sliced my finger. Gotta stop thinking about them girls. Girl, not girls. Alrighty. The onion is ready. Already, I don't even know. Again, added. Just like that. we probably should mix it. Man, it's such a blessing to have your own home, your own kitchen. I remember back in the day when I was younger, we had to share a kitchen with like 4 or 5 families, and I mean, of course, it worked out well because I didn't cook. But I remember one day, a family of 5 with grandma and grandpa, or grandma, and they used to like cook some sort of soup, and I just showed up and I grabbed a big bottle of salt or sugar, and I just dumped the whole thing in there. Of course, I ruined the whole meal for our whole family, and I didn't know it was hunger. Of course, I knew it was hunger because I was getting forced to eat, so I chose not to eat. But then again, I was forcefully getting fed, and that kind of put the trauma on me, just to realize I don't want to eat. And the one thing that God gave us is a body full of muscles, and of course you can't have any sorts of achievements if you don't take care of your body. So started in high school while I was running. I'd come in after track and field and meets, and I just lay down in my bed instead of going and open the fridge and getting some sort of food, replenish my energy. So we want to cook the meat just a little bit so it won't be red and everything. After that is untouched, we can add the rest of the sauces. How are you, brother? I'm good. I'm blessed. I have it all. I have it all, and just to realize that on Christmas, we pack bags of goodies and gifts, but I appreciate I'm grateful for the little gift that God brought us to us, and unto us a child is born, unto us a child was given. Just a realization of the small things that God gets the attention, and the little boy that was born in the Bethlehem. The impossible mission of saving the child from the bad king, or because I mean, he talked about how wanted to how he wanted to bow down to Jesus too, even though he didn't. He wanted to murder him because he was he got jealous that somebody else can take his power and might. And some of the things in our life that we're trying to stop is, in my own personal experience, sometimes you gotta let go of the things that are holding you back just so you can be free for the things that God brought you to do. And if it's money holding you down, or anything that will keep you away from sincere of being open to God and the plans that He has done for you, or He has great things for you. But in my life, I've dedicated myself to be that sustainable support that I always been, but Just a realization of I'm losing myself because I'm not doing the things that God called me to do. I'm just doing the things that are safe, the things that are practical, the things that are told that you have to do, because without them, you don't have the base of the foundation of home stability. I didn't have it all. I didn't have it all together. I would live. I used to be a caregiver for a home provider for a decade, and I didn't need a house. I was living in the house. I had money because I was cooking food, and you get too comfortable with the things that you don't need because God gives you the stuff that you don't even ask for. God already gives you that. Some things are we prayed for that God already give us in a different perspective. Let's say I'm praying for a job that I really want, and God is calling me to do ministry. Why am I asking for a job when God has given me an opportunity to be the light in the dark places? And of course, I neglect my soul because why would I go to ministry when I have $2,500 worth of bills every month? And how can I pay for studies? But alrighty, guys, the meat is ready. So we're gonna make this thing, three things. We got meat, rice. I think I made too much, but anyway. We're gonna add the meat to our rice. It's stuck. Okay. Of course, the rice made a little poopy, but oh well. Where's my darling wife, man? Yes. I just hope you're okay. Alright, we got a shepherd's pie, I guess, coming in. I seen my wife do this one time, so I'm excited to do it. I put too much love for. Alright, ready? We're gonna add the yellows. Oh yes, look at those colors. Dang it. I remember my grandma used to cook, and she would just cook some weird stuff, but all I know is she's good veggie cooker. She doesn't have the protein, but she's got the veggies figured out. Alrighty, so now that we have everything all set, rice, meat, satay, we're gonna add stuffed peppers. We don't have a spoon, but we'll find a way. I think I can't really use hot. Oh well. This hole is too small. Dang it. It's not gonna work. I don't know what to do. Alright, we need a spoon. That's what we need. Alright guys, we found the spoon. My first ever stuffed pepper. Isn't that amazing? My mom. You should be so proud of me. Ah! It's hot. Alrighty. So we got the stuffed pepper. We're gonna put it in our bowl. The hamburger is a little bit undercooked, so we want to have the boiling surface of the rice. Of course, the rice is going to be a little pudding, but this is my first time, so oh well. I'm going to enjoy this at night. Like, I'm going to enjoy this a lot because this is my last night. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the strength to survive this miserable work. Oh, Lord. Shit, you chew it, and we're going to be almost done. Can I get a shout out? Shout out. Arabin GoPro. Alrighty. We got 3 left peppers and we got a bunch of meat. Где эта девочка моя? Блин. Неужели это... Девочка, приедь, пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, приедь, блин. I'm gonna be miserable all night. Just hoping to see her. Well, now. Alrighty. And that's it. That's how they look like. Now we gotta add water. And we can put them on the stove. This is our stuffed peppers. We're gonna add a little bit of water. You want to make sure you have the water top off. I don't really have the stove, but we gotta add the water to it so it boils it up. low heat. Krushka. And that's it. Let it cook for a little bit. And that's how you do stuffed peppers. Took me less than an hour, but I mean, I have food for probably 2 days. Pretty good deal. Alright, see you later. This is how I make stuffed peppers. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. God bless you.